Pisces.
Hello Pisces, this is your September forecast, and we got a new format going on here this month. We got to keep things fresh, right? We got to keep renewing ourselves, get some new energy going. But hey, listen, one glance at your chart here this month and I'm like, oh my God, why? Well, let's just start off with the headline news this month. We have a solar eclipse on the 1st, which is also a new moon. We have a lunar eclipse on the 16th, which is going to be in your sign, 24 degrees there in Pisces. And we have a second new moon here on the 30th, and so it's going to be right there on the cusp between Virgo and Libra. So what is this going to do? It's upping the energy. Think about those two new moons and the solar eclipse on that first new moon. Well, that all brings us forward in leaps and bounds. After having gone through all the slow retrogrades of Mars and Saturn, which both, mind you, was in your career house, you might have felt that you've been moving through syrup. You might have felt lack of motivation, but you know what? Here we go. And I'm thinking the slowness that you have felt has actually given you a whole lot of extra time to process new thoughts, new ideas, new paths, new creativity, visions and designs, whatever. But here we go. You're going to see that your career is going to take off as we get into September. There was that conjunction there in August, I believe it was the 23rd, if I recall, last month. But at least whatever took place there, shape and form, is in your career house. So you're going to notice now a big bump up and forward. Saturn's going to give you a lot of grounding. You're going to have very important people on your side to support, bring you forward, bring their expertise in as you also bring your expertise in. And so it's dynamic. Not only that, but we have the new moon, we have that solar eclipse. And solar eclipses always opens up new doors. It's like a new moon on steroids, right? In your partnership house. So whoever you're working with, you're going to come to see that this is going to be an excellent month for partnering, to exchange ideas, to help each other move ahead, move along. It's also the relationship area. So romantically, Pisces, and I know you're a very romantic soul, this could be a wonderful, probably one of the best months of the year as far as relationships go, because you got that solar eclipse. You have Mercury there, and then Jupiter. And I would like to say, though, enjoy it while you can, because Jupiter this month, this is also part of the headline news, Jupiter is changing signs. It's moving out of Virgo into Libra, and so out of your 7th house for relationships into the 8th house, where for a full year now Jupiter is going to be activating security, bonds, and so forth, investments, and putting money not just away, but maybe placing it, and you could also be receiving, and not just as your day-to-day or month-to-month income, because that's more the 2nd house income. You got Uranus there, so Uranus can really do big things when it wants to, when it's activated, right? But when it's in the 8th house, it's more like things that you have worked for. It's been 12 years since you were there last time around the block, so Jupiter is going to now renew and infuse this energy so that you can be drawing to you more. Now, it also being in Libra shows balance. You know, think about the scales, right? Where everything is harmonized, you're finding your equilibrium, you're also looking at beautiful things, because, you know, Libra is ruled by Venus. Now, Venus is moving into this sign already, in fact, is here when we start off the month of September, but it's there with the second new moon, which we're going to have on the 30th. So you can see that this 8th house is going to light up for you. So if you're having talks about commissions, royalties, make sure that you're focused Think ahead. Don't be just too joyful, jumping up and down right here and now, because it could sound good now, right? But you want to think long term, that you're laying it all out there. That lunar eclipse, on the other hand, on the 16th, is going to be, like I said, in your sign. First house, right? So that has to do with you looking at the self, the I am of who we are, right? What do you need to let go of? That could be many things. It's just past Neptune, which is your ruler too. So you might feel there on the 15th, leading up to that eclipse, that you're wanting to do something different. Maybe you're going to change your looks, because that's the first house as well. Neptune is something that's dreamy. It's something that's also quite romantic. I'm feeling too that there might be some communication, perhaps, that you might be sharing with somebody that could be quite, I'd like to say, exciting. It's a good day for you to look at what you are creating, especially within the arts, the visual arts, music, that kind of thing, performances. It's like I can hear all this celestial music here, Pisces, because it's really playing on those heartstrings that you have. And so the beauty of it is, what do I want to keep and behold, but what do I want to let go of? And you know, it's such a creative process in itself, the letting go. And this is in your first house, so what would you like to let go of? Maybe it could be clothes in your closet, maybe some old pair of shoes, anything that has to do with your persona. And then comes renewal. That renewal with that second new moon this month will be, let me see, where is it showing up here for you? It will be right there in your 8th house as well. So here now we have Venus, we got Jupiter, we got that new moon in the 8th house. So yeah, I'm thinking that there, and in the sign of Libra, mind you, I think you're going to be renewing a whole lot of your personal self this month. We have Mercury Retrograde, and you know, as we always say, don't, you know, buy anything big, nothing mechanical. Mercury can always screw that up, and then we have to deal with it later on, take the new computer back in, get a new one or whatnot, right? It's okay to negotiate, it's okay to research. Actually, it's an excellent time. Really love retrogrades for the research time it gives us, allows us to take time off and look into things that we don't normally have time to. So, and you could be meeting with old friends, people coming out of the woodwork again. That's also another good trait there of Mercury retrograde. It will be from August 31st straight through September 23rd. So as long as you can avoid signing any contracts in this time, you will be good to go. So wait after the 23rd. I would say, if you can, October 1st onwards, you're good. Still a little bit in the shadow, but you're beyond the retrograde. So that's what we really want to pay attention to. But we have situations here where we're going to make some decisions this month. And I feel for you, it's about career. What do you want to do about it? You're starting off, you know, early in the month looking at these choices. And I feel you can come to talk to somebody of importance that's in the know-how, that really sits in a high place, has the expertise, and so anytime between the 2nd and the 6th should be pretty good for this. So I'm thinking there on the 6th and 7th, you'll be able to manifest some things. Now, yes, Mercury is retrograde, but it's okay, like I said, to negotiate, have talks, and settle things, and find agreements, but don't put it out there before, after the retrograde's over. That little frustration right there mid-month, okay? But I'm thinking you can deal with it, Pisces, because you are relatively low-keyed, you know, and very easygoing. But you can come to find people around you that might not just be a little antsy. They could be short-tempered. They can be a little crass, especially there around the 11th and 12th of September. Also, there could be money talks in not the most positive way. there could be some push-pull here. And so, try to be the observer. That's what I always say when those energies come. Because if you're the participant in these energies, it's easy to not just get swayed, but kind of drawn into this defensive energy too when somebody's provoking, because that provocative energy is very alert there on the 11th. You'll feel it the day before, then it's boom there on the 11th. On the 12th, it's still that kind of unresolved energy. It's kind of lingering, but then you're through it. So, and that's the only real challenge of September, other than, of course, Mercury Retrograde. But then we have action. So when we come to the 17th, you're going to come to see that now after that lunar eclipse on the 16th and whatever it is you chose to let go of, on the 17th you're going to feel free and light as a bird. Okay, your energy, motivation, your focus is strong. Uranus is there to give you some unexpected surprise. We love Uranus when Uranus is in a positive place. And so here, action, 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 straight through the rest of the month. We got Venus, we got Mars together, they're doing the dance. So love and romance, it's also money and action, it's focus and business. Pluto is still retrograde in your 11th house there for groups. But it's also a great time for you to look at how things can transform with the people that are around you in your network. That's what Pluto is contemplating here right now, while Saturn is positioning itself ready to move forward, ready to pick up the honors of the journey that you have been on, Pisces, the last 29 years. This is a time when you're going to start seeing it, not just coming to the surface, but being crowned for the work well done. So it's still going to be hanging around. It's only 10 degrees, so we've got 20 more degrees, right? So we still have at least a year and a half here where you're going to be able to see where you're going from here today.